shit. Here we go again. What's up, y'all? I'm JC, and you're watching Jose Calamari. Welcome back to another video on the channel, bro. We're here with my second book. Okay, this is a book I actually claim. This is a book that's in Publishers Weekly of the best self-publisher article. I can show you out of the magazine and everything. You know what I'm saying? We're going to show that later on. It's probably going to be a picture of this thumbnail on YouTube, okay? Alright, you know what I'm saying? Hold My Heart Captive. Now, y'all need to lock in and remember this picture right here in the front because it's going to have to do with a metaphor later on in the book, okay? Alright, now, I'm going to give you a little plot, you know what I'm saying, as I pour this shot right quick. Your boy been drinking, so do mind me speaking and reading the book today, first 5 chapters. Some stuff might get misread. It is what it is. But, this book is about a famous author, okay? We're gonna talk about his name as we like read it, okay? We're gonna talk about his name, and I'm gonna explain where his name came from. A famous author who was at a book signing event, but when he goes outside to take a smoke or whatever of the book signing event, he gets knocked out. He wakes up in a cabin, and he's locked down in chains. And guess who's there? It's his #1 fan, bro. You know what I'm saying? The girl who's obsessed with him. So, think Sierra and Cody, but, you know what I'm saying, if this wasn't a, okay, so let me just say this, bro. Please, thank you for bringing this up, JJ. I want to let everyone know this, because I was going to say this. This is not Misery from Stephen King. I swear, I put this on my whole life. I put this on my mom's life. I put it on my whole YouTube channel. I can't make this up. I've never read Misery from Stephen King. Literally after I wrote this book, I literally tell my people about it before it gets published, and they say, oh, this reminds me of a book that came out by Stephen King. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? And then literally after they tell me about it, I then proceed to look up the book and then be like, oh, well, this has nothing to do with that. I got inspired to make this book because my people in this next room right here, in this very next room behind me, was watching cable, and the freaking movie Obsession came on with Beyonce. Yes, the Obsession movie with Beyonce came on with the white girl who's obsessed with her man. Beyonce man cheated on her with this white girl, and the white girl became obsessed with the black dude. And I saw a scene from that, and I was like, holy shit. And everything else, bro. The movie version of Misery with Kathy Bates is great. So, yes, I have heard of the movie scene. I have, known about that scene where yes, I know about all that. But I only know after the fact. I promise you, I've never read a Stephen King book in my life, y'all. I've watched Stephen King movies when I was a kid. The first part. I've seen The Mist. I've seen some Stephen King movies. I've never read a Stephen King book in my life. Mostly because I heard he does some really sick shit in his books that is not even allowed to get put on TV, like some really sick shit. I'm not going to get into that. That's for another video we might cover or whatever. This is the point. I did not copy this from Misery. It may sound like some stuff from Misery. It's not from Misery. Trust me. It's nowhere close to Misery. And y'all going to see in part 2 has it. That, we're not talking about that one It scene and the children and what they did. No, we're not talking about that. Okay, that's crazy. The point is this, bro. You're going to see as this book continues and as it gets to part 2, it has nothing to do with the Misery thing. It's a whole different plot happening. So let's just get that out the way right now. With all that being said, this JJ then triggered me because every time it says the Misery thing. Also, the Obsession movie with Beyonce and Iris Elba was really great too. Okay, I didn't know her name was that, bro, but I know she's in a lot of movies. But that's how I got inspired by this entire book, bro, because of Obsession with Beyonce and this chick, Idris Elba, okay? They inspired it, bro. Woo, Jesus Christ. Oh, man. I know I should have mixed that. Oh, that's the black dude. Okay, I thought it was the white chick name was that. Okay, cool, I got you. Okay, Hold My Heart Captive, written by Jose Calamari, okay? Now, y'all probably thinking crazy chick. Y'all been watching the channel. Y'all thinking Sierra and Cody from Total Drama. But this is actually more crazy than that, if you believe it or not. So, the book is broken into 2 parts, okay? All right? So, part 1 is psychological breakdown, all right? You're going to break down someone psychologically, okay? This whole premise of this book was built heavily and inspired off of the entire concept of Stockholm Syndrome. Do you know what Stockholm Syndrome is? If you don't, let me explain it to you, okay? Stockholm Syndrome is when you start to feel bad or you catch feelings for the person who has kidnapped you or have you under a hostage situation of distress. You become to bond with this person, you become to understand this person, and even though this person have you under a situation where you are a hostage and you're under distress, you feel feelings toward this person, and it's feelings in a good way, okay? That is the point of Stockholm Syndrome. I became really obsessed with Stockholm Syndrome once I researched the actual event that happened in Stockholm back in the day when I wrote this book. So that was the main point of this entire thing. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, I gave y'all hints. Y'all know where the story gonna go. Part 1, psychological breakdown. Let's get into it, okay? Oh yeah, my fault. I dedicated this book to those who believe that love is found in all types of places, and to the crazy found in each person, because what's love without a little crazy? And that sounds like a quote that came straight from Sierra from Total Drama, but no, that came from me back in the day. Alright, just keep in mind, back in the day, you understand that I thought like crazy chicks, like I thought they was a little bit sexy, so that was also a thing. Don't hold it over my head. Part 1, psychological breakdown, okay? Chapter 1, kidnapped. Help. Someone please help me, was the first thought that ran through my mind, as she stood before me with the craziest smile I ever seen. How could this have happened to me? One moment, I'm signing autographs of the book signing, and then I take one step outside to get some fresh air. Next thing I know, I'm being knocked out unconscious and awaking in this cabin with chains around me, and her staying there, obsessive, craze in her eyes. My arms and legs feel heavy and weighed down. I look down to find chains around them, my arms and legs. Pain surges from the back of my head. I don't need to touch it to know I'm bleeding. Finally, I look into the eyes of my captor. Who are you? Why am I here? I groan in pain. Shh. You need to keep quiet while I fix your injuries. I can have the greatest writer in the world die, now can I? She says, walking across the room. I reach to the other side of the room. She reaches to the other side of the room to a table. On the table, there's some bandages and a towel. I watch as she picks up both of them, and she comes toward me slowly. She takes a towel and holds it to the back of my head for a while, and she puts bandages on me softly and gently. Who are you? Where am I? I repeat the previous questions. My name is Mindy Caldwell, and I'm your biggest fan, she says, smiling. You're here in my cabin. It's just out of town, she continues. Listen, Mindy. Was it Mindy? Can you take these chains off me, please? I asked nicely. Sorry, can't do that. See, I'm the one who put those on you, she still replies nicely. What do you want from me? I said fearfully. Nothing bad. I just want to talk and get to know each other, she says. She says she's wiping my head after she knocked me out. Crazy work. She said, I just want to get to know each other. Can we do that in public with no chains? I'm not gonna hurt you, I promise. I love you too much for that, she says happily. That would be so reassuring if I didn't have an open wound in the back of my head, I yell. Sorry. Boy, look, I'm sorry. I left my trigger laser gun in the car, so I had to use a brick, she says. She stands up and put her hands on her hips and frowns at me. I try to move my body and get up and escape from this clearly mentally disturbed woman. However, there's a problem. My body feels extremely weak. I can barely move no matter how hard I try. As I continue my struggle, trying to escape, she starts to laugh lightly and then harder as she watches me struggle. Oh, Johnny, baby, I wouldn't waste your energy. The Dart's effect has wiped out most of your strength, she says, chuckling. What? I say, confused. After I knocked you off the brick, I shot you with a trank gun, just in case. You know, I can give you a special autograph and a picture. Then could you let me go? I plead to her. No, I get that stuff online, but I can't talk to a picture, she says. I mean, Wikipedia can tell you only so much about a person. It's way better to talk to that person face to face, don't you think? She says. I stare at her for a few seconds before I scream for help at the top of my lungs. Minnie puts her hands over her ears, and I continue to yell for help. Stop! No one can hear you, she yells. I ignore her and keep calling for help. She covers her ears again and walks away, and then she comes back a few seconds later with duct tape in her hands. She stretches out a piece and walks over towards me with it as I continue to scream for help. She then places tape over my mouth and putting me a complete stop to my yells for help. I try to stop her thrashing. She pulls something out of her back pocket. It's too dark to see at first, but then the darkness forms a shape. A gun. She holds. She squeezes the triggers. And suddenly I feel extremely weak. I look down at my chest and I see a tranq dart sticking out of my shirt. The last thing I see before I go into unconsciousness is Minnie mouthing the words, "Night night." Oh my god. So what are we thinking about the first chapter? What are we feeling about the first chapter, y'all? Is it not Heat? This is the first chapter, bro. That's not Heat. Now, but this is between the first book and this is our second book. I didn't have time to grow as a writer. I have now like really focused in this book on like trying to make y'all lock in on the environment, feel the environment y'all in, like see like the characters when they talk and imagine the exact circumstances like you in it. You know what I'm saying? I've grown as a writer. You know what I'm saying? From that cliche garbage I call it first book. No disrespect to myself. But you know what I'm saying? GG's, right? Alright. Chapter 2. Fading in and out. Alright. My eyes open slowly and drowsy. I look around and everything's spinning. I close my eyes and open them again. The same results are happening. The room spins uncontrollably. I try to find my focus. My mind is everywhere, but my body still tries to do the right thing. I get up to my knees. I don't try to push my body any further by standing up. I walk on my knees forward as the room spins. I try to see where I'm moving. I look to the right. I see a sofa. I look to the left. I see the fire going in the fireplace. Still walking on my knees, I manage to make it past the couch. I look to the right this time, with the couch not in view. I see a door. The first door. I see a door. The first thought finally becomes clear to me. It's maybe the way out. I keep walking with my knees towards the door until I'm completely inches away from it. Soon the door opens and Minnie enters through it. Once I see her, my body goes entirely limp. With no strength anymore left in my body, the chains become too heavy for me, and I fall forward. The last thing I see before I fall back into unconsciousness is Minnie walking towards me, shaking her head. My vision fades open. I take a look around, and I'm sitting in a chair with a wooden table in front of me. I look around, and it doesn't take long for me to figure out that I'm sitting in a kitchen table. There's a chair sitting close to mine, but it's empty. Seconds later, Minnie comes sit down in the empty chair. She has a bowl and a spoon in her hand. My body parts are still not cooperating with my mind, but my nose is working perfectly fine. I smell a strong aroma of my favorite, oatmeal. And he picks up the spoon, is inches towards my mouth, with a smile on her face. "Come on, Johnny. Time to eat. I made your favorite breakfast food. Oatmeal with strawberries in it," she said, smiling. I'm skeptical of what she might have done to the oatmeal, but I'm so hungry at this point I open my mouth and eat it without question. She seems to like that because there's an even bigger smile forms on her face, and as she continues to feed me after finishing off the last bite of food, I fall into unconsciousness again. I wake up this time and all I see is a giant flat screen TV playing in front of me. I look down and see I'm still sitting on a couch, still in chains. Suddenly I feel a warm presence next to me. I turn to my right and there's Minnie. She's snuggled up right next to me on my arm, grinning from ear to ear. "I love this movie. Not as much as I love your book," she says. My attention focuses back on the movie. As I watch the movie, I try to struggle out of Minnie's grasp, but my strength has not returned to me. After I still try to struggle out of the chains a few minutes, I get extremely tired. The lack of energy causes me to go back into a state of unconsciousness. I wake up again. You see Minnie spinning around in a dress. She smiles and comes to me and sits on my lap and bats her eyes instantly. Don't you think I look so pretty in this dress?" she asks. "It's nice. It really brings out your insanity," I groan. Oh wow, you really think this looks nice on me? Thank you, she says excitedly. Apparently she didn't hear the last part of what I said, or she only heard what she wanted to hear. I feel myself losing consciousness again. Before I go under, I go on to myself, why is this happening to me? So, that whole second chapter was to simulate somebody going in and out of consciousness through, like, being drugged. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to make that effect kind of obvious. I hope y'all caught on to that. That was kind of obvious. But the effect of getting up and then he's going in and out and he's like passing time. And as time passes, we see how crazy this girl is. We see where her intent goes to. It's kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? That's why I completely claim this book in its entirety, y'all. It's a really cool book, bro. And then it gets to the point. It's like you're not dragging around and beating around the bush with the bullshit. Alright, chapter 3. Must escape. I'm waking in the most unpleasant way, soaked in water. My eyes frantically wake up to see Mindy standing in front of me holding an empty bucket with water dripping from it. She throws the bucket across the room and the sound of it hitting the wood across the wood walls echo in my head. Then she kneeled down next to me and started wiping my face off with a dry towel. Once my face is dry, she stares at my lips for a few seconds before inching towards me to kiss me. I turn my head away from her and she backs up and sighs. You're right. We should at least get to know each other before we get into our intense makeout session, she says, disappointed. So, do you want me to start or you can go? She continues. I remain silent and turn away from her. I have to get out of these chains. But to do that, I need to be at least at full strength. I just give her the silent treatment until I get my strength, and she leaves the room, and then maybe I can make my escape. Fine, I'll go first. So, my name is Mindy Caldwell. My hobbies include reading your book, researching you, and kissing sexy photos of you, she continues. I cringe at the mention of her crazed hobbies. She continues to talk about herself for a whole hour before leaving the room to go use the bathroom. As soon as she leaves the room, I move to test if my strength has returned to me. About half of it has. That's enough to get out of here. First, I take off my shoes using the floorboards, and I get them off with ease. Then I stand up and wiggle my legs until I slip through the chains. With my legs free, I start to work on getting the chains off that's around my hands. After a few seconds of struggling to get them off, they finally fall off. I don't waste any time, and I put my shoes on and head for the door. I open the door and a powerful wind blows me back, but I regain my balance before I fall. I close the door and start running. I look frantically around. All I see is one van in a barely visible roadway. I run to the van and try to open it, but the door is locked, which means she gonna snipe him. It's crazy, JJ. It's crazy. Damn, bro. Okay. You killed me, bro. I run to the van and try to open the door, but it's locked, which means I need the keys if I want to get out of here. I run back to the house and go inside. I run to the couch and look around for a key set as I try to hurry and find the keys before Macy's the girl from the last book. I'm tripping. Before Mindy comes back, a flash of silver catches my eyes and my peripheral vision. I look towards the fireplace and see keys sitting right there only inches away from the burning fire. I run and grab them and run to the door to leave. When I open the door, Mindy is standing there with her hands on her hip. And where do you think you're going? She says. Mindy, it's time for me to leave here. So please get out of the way, I tell her. Can't do that. Well, since you're clearly not going to listen to reason, I'll move you out of the way by force if I have to, I say. Oh, I like it rough, she says in a flirty tone. Whoa, she a freak. That's crazy, bro. Whoa, bro, who wrote that in there? That's... She's like, hold on, what do you mean by that? Whoa, who wrote that? All right, I'm trolling. Okay. She says, "Oh, I like it rough." She says, flirty. Okay, I'm gonna count to 3, and if you're out of the way, I'm gonna go through you. I say in a calm tone. 1, 2. I begin to count. She jumps forward, wrapping her arms around my neck, pulling me towards her. She smashed her lips into mine, and it shocks me because her lips feel amazing against mine. I'm too surprised to kiss back, but I stand there as she continues to hold her lips to mine. Soon, she backs away, and I'm still staying there in shock. She takes advantage of the moment and pulls out a tranquilizer gun from her back pocket and shoots me with it. And all the same feelings, the familiar feelings, come back, and I drift to sleep. I think to myself, did I really just like that kiss? That's crazy. Didn't see that coming. Whoa. So she was about to get freaky with it, right? And then like he was like, "Nah, bro, I'm ready to escape." And then she jumped on and kissed him, and he was like, "Hold on, bro. Lips kind of feel good. I mean, I'm not gonna kiss back, but you know what I'm saying? She, yeah, she got that. You know what I'm saying?" And then she caught him lacking, bro. That's crazy. Would that happen to y'all though? I'm just asking, girl. Chat, comment section. Would that happen to y'all? Would y'all be caught lacking if somebody kidnapped you and then she kissed you like that, and it was so amazing that you forgot to escape? Y'all let me know in the comment section. I'll be looking out, bro. And don't lie. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Chapter 4. So begins the Stockholm Syndrome. You're right. For the first time in my state of unconsciousness, I dream. The dream opens up with me sitting there at a patio chair in the summertime. I hear a familiar voice calling to me. Soon, the person who the voice belongs to joins me on the patio. It's Mindy. She's looking so beautiful. It's so unbelievable. I suddenly feel the need to write something worthy of her beauty. She sits on my lap and I stare into her eyes for a few seconds before bringing her into a kiss. Before she brings him into a kiss. I kiss back with the same passion. She pulls me in harder for a kiss. When she pulls away, she licks her lips. Ooh, she a freak. I knew it. Let me stop. These are two grown adults, y'all. They do what they do. Alright. I'm so glad we met. You're an amazing person, I tell her. Thank you. I'm so glad I kidnapped you, she says, smiling. Me too. I just want to write about you for days and days. You're my inspiration, I tell her, smiling. I try to wake up from the insanity of a dream, but I don't. Instead, the dream changes to a beautiful restaurant. I sit there at the table by myself, but not for long. Minnie takes a seat across from me wearing an amazing dress. Wow, honey, you look amazing tonight, I tell her. Well, it is the anniversary of when we first met. I thought I should put something special on, she says. I'm so glad you did what you did. If you didn't, I wouldn't be sitting here across from the most amazing girl of my dreams, I say. Aw, that's so sweet. Thank you, honey, she says, smiling. We finish our meal, and I'm extremely happy for some reason. I don't know why. It's like I can't read my own thoughts. As Zers comes to the table, I get down on one knee and I pull a ring box out of my pocket. Minnie takes notice of my posture and lets out a small scream before putting her hands over her mouth in shock. I open the ring box and let her take in the size of the beauty of it before I start to speak. Will you make me the happiest man in the world? Will you marry me, I ask. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, of course I will. She jumps terribly excited. I put the ring on her and gives her a soft but sweet kiss. The entirety of the restaurant claps and cheers for us. It was a perfect moment. I've never been happier in my life. After a few more romantic dreams about Mindy, I wake up. I look down and see that I'm back in chains, sitting on the couch. Look around and notice sunlight pouring in through the window across the room. I must have slept all throughout the night. Minty enters the room, getting my attention. Good morning, and how did you sleep? She asked, yawning. Fine, I said. I know it. I slept great last night. All I can do is dream about the amazing kiss from yesterday, she said, smiling. I feel my face turn red now, remembering the kiss from yesterday. Whether I wanted to admit it or not, the kiss was very good. So good that it had me dreaming about her all night. She starts to talk, and I ignore it. I realize that I'm not getting out of here by force, but if I trick her into thinking we're friends, maybe I could get out of here. So he no longer wants to use force. Because, you know what I'm saying, at first it's a crazed fan that has you captured. You want to take her out by any means necessary to escape and be free. But now, we see the Stockholm Syndrome is starting to take effect. His mind, I better not see him fall in love with her. Damn, JJ, it's like that? Bro, JJ, so you telling me she kissed you and the kiss is good? That you're not going to fall for her, bro? And under no circumstances? That it don't matter how good the kiss is. Just imagine it was the most best kiss you ever had in your life, bro. Even though she kidnapped you, you're not gonna fall for that. That's not cool. I mean, Stockholm Syndrome, y'all. I'm gonna fall for the phone and call the. Yo, this comment, bro, it's the best comment. Yo, bro, please, bro. You have to come back when I post this on YouTube and comment that in the comment section so I can pin that. That is the best comment. I'm gonna fall for the phone and call the players quick. Heard that. All right, guys, we already on chapter 5, bro. After chapter chapter 5 here, bro, we're gonna end part 1. You know what I'm saying? And do the rest of the parts, man. But yeah, chapter 5, time for Plan B. Okay. I guess she finally gets the point that when she's talking to herself because she stops. Silence has filled the room, and for the last 5 minutes, I guess it's now or never to get my plan underway. I sigh in a casual way and turn to her. So, where you from, I asked. I used to live 3 towns over, and I moved here to get away from the people, she said, smiling, like a smile lighting up her face. When you say people, you mean your family? They don't understand me. Well, no one really does. Only your words find me. I understand what you mean about your family. Not understanding you. Sort of the same situation with my book. How can they not love it? Your words are so beautiful and inspirational. They think being a writer is a waste of time. They think it's not a practical career. I think you should do whatever you love, she says. Me too. It's the only way you can find some kind of happiness in this life. Did you really mean what you said? I asked her. About what? Did I really connect with you with my book? I say. Of course. The words you wrote, when I read it, it seems like the words come off the page and it hits me in my heart directly. Wow. Honestly, that's why I do what I do, to reach other people and inspire them. That's what made me start writing. Yeah, that and Diana Frost. Oh, that and Diana Fraser. Oh, I'm familiar with her work. Did you kidnap her and put her in chains too? I say jokingly. Ha 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 ha. With a smile, she says, ha ha ha. Very funny, smiling. Her work was phenomenal. After I read it, it made me strive to write something amazing like she did, or something even better. Now, y'all, Diana Fraser is a completely fictional person. I told y'all when I was in my first book reading that one off, I was inspired heavily by Simone Eccles. So Diana Fraser is a code name for Simone Eccles. Is, to me, in my personal opinion, the best romance author I've read, literally hands down. And I've read a lot of romance authors. You know what I'm saying? They do, I mean, a lot of them. I haven't read them all, you know what I'm saying, but I've read a lot of them. And no one has topped Simone Eccles in writing, you know what I'm saying? So, once again, I shouted out her, but I didn't use her real name in this book because I'm not trying to get, whatever reasons, get in trouble or caught up with those situations by whatever. So, that's Diana Fraser. So I like to use random names in my books to not get in trouble with characters and stuff like that. And it just feels refreshing with random names. All right. Like I said, her work was phenomenal. After I read it, it made me strive to write something amazing like she did, or even better. Now I feel that, yeah. So I actually have Simone Eccles books. We're gonna actually read on stream, y'all. And I'm gonna show y'all her work. The reason why I was so gravitated to become a writer and why I love her work so much. She has really good writing material, you know what I'm saying? So we definitely gonna read that on stream. But as far as that being posted as content, it's not gonna be posted on YouTube. It's gonna be posted in a different way, but that's later on, y'all. If you're gonna find out once we hit that 200 sub mark. So for those watching this video on YouTube, hit the 200 sub, you know what I'm saying? Get us 200 subs, bro, so you can enjoy some more content that I will try to bring to y'all, okay? Alright. Here we go. I always wonder where you got the determination to write such amazing work, she says. Yeah, granted I didn't kidnap her and keep her in chains, but I did read all her books. You're just on fire today with the stand-up comedy. She starts to reach for her back pocket. No, I'm just kidding. Please don't shoot me with another dart, I say, squirming. Relax, I'm not going to shoot you. We're just starting to get to know each other. I'm just getting some gum, she says, pulling out some gum. I chuckle in a nervous tone. She extends a piece of gum my way, and I shake my head. All I have to do is keep this up a little bit longer, and then I can make my escape. So, that's it, y'all, for chapter 5, bro. Next time we come back on this, it's going to be chapter 6, Unexpected Bonding, okay? This book, unlike the first one, has 20 chapters. The last one had 22 chapters, y'all. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to see the first book in its entirety, it's going to be uploaded on my YouTube channel, Jose Calamari. I got to upload part 2, 3, 4 at this point. And this is going to be part 1 of the second book. And I'm going to try and get these videos uploaded consecutively really soon on the channel, bro. You know what I'm saying? And keep following your boy on Twitch if y'all like these type of, you know, situations, reading, you know what I'm saying, books out loud, bro. They're going to, audio books you're going to listen to, y'all. You know what I'm saying, going to have books you're going to read out, you know what I'm saying, aloud, and stuff of that situation and caliber. So please stay tuned, bro, for these situations, man. I love doing this, you know what I'm saying. This is, I don't know about y'all, but I'm really enjoying myself with the way I can, like, this is a side of me that I've never, like, shown anybody on YouTube. I've never shown this, you know what I'm saying, did this kind of content on YouTube, and this is a part of who I am, and a part of me that I haven't been able to been around a long time because of not being able to write, you know what I'm saying, because I'm doing YouTube, and it's a different part of creativity, you know what I'm saying, and to be able to explain y'all behind the scenes and everything like that about the character and stuff like that, it's really cool. It's really cool to even do that and break down behind the scenes and see how y'all feel about the book and the comments and stuff y'all make. It's really, really cool, bro. So yeah, I just want to explain one more thing. The main character is named Johnny. His last name is Kostis. Okay, why it comes up with that name? Like I said, all my characters, I mean, every last one of my characters that I ever write in anything is random. I'll think of a first name myself, but then the last name will be something just out of pocket, just something far-fetched, so it doesn't sound like something no one ever heard of. So, what inspired Johnny Kostis' character is around this time of me writing this book, I got super, like, locked into Mortal Kombat. And Johnny Cage started to grow on me. I think this is around Mortal Kombat 10 time. I don't know if this is the time when I started growing on, like, because I found Corey Kenshin by his Mortal Kombat 10 gameplay, and his Geometry Dash gameplay. So, like, I got super into, like, Johnny Cage character, and he became, like, one of my favorite Mortal Kombat characters around Mortal Kombat 10 and then 11, and then the rest of the games, the character just grows on me, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So, I was like, Johnny, but I wasn't like, I don't want Johnny Cage, so I was like, okay, there's like a Pacific Coast, and I was like, Kostis? I was like, that sounds like that could be like a mystery, like, but like cool, like book pen name. So Johnny Kostis is his author name. So I'm just like, that sounds cool. You know what I mean? And that's how I came with the name. As far as Mindy Caldwell, like I said, it's just completely random. I know I chose Mindy. I think I was watching, like, what was I watching? I was watching, what's the show we was talking about the other day? On stream. What is it called, y'all? Damn, we was just talking about this shit on stream. Shit, no, it's not. It's not Parks and Rec. It's old dude, bro. We just talked about this. The dude doing pranks. Jim doing the pranks on Dwight. What the name of that show is? The Office. The Office, bro. They had a character named Mindy in there, bro. Oh my gosh, I don't know why my mind went blank. This character named Mindy. I was like, okay, Mindy, because I'm watching The Office. And I'm just like, let me just find a random last name. And that's how I got the name. Yeah, this is just part 1 though, y'all. I hope y'all guys enjoyed. You know what I'm saying? If y'all looking forward to more, just let me know in the comment section below or on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? In the YouTube comment section, let me know what y'all think about these chapters, man. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all think you better than the first one? The first book, I mean. Would y'all let this stuff happen to y'all if y'all was in this situation? What would y'all do if y'all in this situation, bro? For those watching on YouTube, bro. JJ said he calling the feds. he immediately calling the phone and calling police and like, help me please. You know what I mean? It is what it is. That's hilarious though. But all right, until next time, guys. I'm JC. You're watching Jose Calamari. Later.